So look, I'd like to welcome everybody to the launch of GeneratER. It's a very exciting event for us. We've been working for 5 years to get to the point where we can do this open innovation platform. I think that we've all experienced enormous challenge over the last 18 months, and there's some broad movements or trends which are also megatrends, which are also driving the whole need for innovation in Western Australia and indeed across the world. And the 3 or 4 big trends are obviously the energy transition, which is an enormous and unfortunately for Australia it has been somewhat controversial, but I do believe that we are getting past that. The energy transition and the need to decarbonise our economy is a major issue. But as Chris rightly said, we want to make sure that we leverage the investment that we've had over decades into the LNG industry as we decarbonise, and that we grow innovative supply chains here in Australia and in Western Australia. And COVID-19 has also underscored that need for resilience and innovation in our supply chain companies. So the energy transition is one of the big trends, and the other one is obviously the digital transformation. The fact that across the world we're going to need those digital smart technologies, indeed, to manage the energy transition. And technology is going to be a critical part of driving to the decarbonisation future, and to make sure that our energy systems are both clean, affordable, and also flexible and resilient. We are going to need all the smart technologies to drive that. The whole genesis of doing this program started when we commissioned a report into the oil and gas supply chain, and we launched it early last year. So I don't really want to dwell too much on that report, but I would just make a couple of comments, which is that we're not necessarily looking anymore at just what was traditionally called the oil and gas supply chain. We're now wanting to open up the definition of supply chains, and I think it's very clear in the digital world that the companies and the innovators and the technologies are often going to be found from other sectors, which doesn't underestimate the need for industry domain expertise and application of those innovations. But the solutions, we can't, in the fast-changing world we live in today, wait for innovation to emerge in the existing supply chain companies in the oil and gas sector, and nor do we need them always to be from the global supply chain companies. In the world today, we want to find local innovation in Australia. One of the things that our report did find was that suppliers should deepen areas of strength to develop more advanced offerings, and that is a reflection of the landscape of Australia over many decades, where we've been incredibly well endowed with very, very deep resources, and we've been really innovative in the way that we develop those resources. But often local supply chains have focused on areas of relatively low complexity and local advantage. That is changing as we speak, and there are great case studies all over the WA economy where we can find this. What we want to do through GeneratER is to find, to connect, and to bring you all together to deepen our offering and to move up the value chain, so that we're more than just exporters of commodities and molecules of energy, but we're exporting smart skills, technologies, and know-how. The report found that operators, large contractors, government and research organisations such as NERA should support and encourage local innovation to lower costs and improve productivity. And that is what the GeneratER program is all about. And SMEs, the small companies, should improve their understanding of buyers' priorities, while buyers need to mitigate procurement barriers. And that is exactly what GeneratER is intended to do. So the next slide talks about harnessing the power of open innovation. Now, our open challenge platform that we're launching today is not the first in the world, but it is the first where we're collaborating across multiple oil and gas companies and supply chain companies. Generally, in the oil and gas sector, the open innovation is tended to be one company by one company. but other industry sectors and indeed governments do open innovation platforms really well. NASA, the defence sector, and indeed some of the state governments around the country are putting out into the ecosystem problems that they want to solve for the local regional economy, including the New South Wales government doing one on aged care, and there's a whole range of examples. So GeneratER fits into that category of basically, it's not always a problem. So sometimes it's an opportunity. It's not about declaring major problems. It's about finding innovation. It's about improving what we do, seeking all the opportunities to be the best that we can, to improve productivity, to be high-tech and to drive down the cost of doing business. GeneratER leverages open innovation to create connections for growth. It aims to enhance that connectivity, as I've just said, and for SMEs, it provides valuable connections to leading energy organisations and the opportunity to pilot technology with funding support. And this is a vital piece of the story, because most companies and the operators and the large companies find it hard to engage with small businesses and innovators and to de-risk forming relationships and doing partnerships with them. So the GeneratER program enables the two ends of the spectrum, the small end of town and the big end of town, to come together in a novel relationship and to build relationship, to understand each other, to understand the needs of the different sectors and to understand the language and the requirements from both ends. How GeneratER works. So major operators and the tier 1 contractors identify business or operational challenges or opportunities, and they release those, and NERA is facilitating the release of those, and we are calling for solutions from innovative local SMEs. And the idea is that the companies will then work with the challenge owner, which is to the point I've just said about forming relationship, working on common problem, understanding the sort of pinch points, the challenges that each end of the equation find. And then NERA will provide up to 50,000 to successful SMEs to potentially support a pilot of their technology with the challenge owner, which is a really important piece of the story because it enables the technology to be tested and fast fail in a real environment, but in a de-risked environment. It also enables the small business to still own their IP, and that's a very important component. This is an exercise whereby the SMEs retain and protect their IP, but they can fast test and adapt it. So finally, GeneratER is working for WA, and it's looking and finding and hopefully growing the innovative SMEs addressing complex technology solutions. Today, we're launching 3 Chevron challenges as the foundation supporter of the program. And we are also currently working on challenges with Woodside, Shell and Baker Hughes. And we hope in future years to expand the program and to bring new challenges into the ecosystem. So I think it's a really exciting day today to launch this program. It's fantastic to see the oil and gas industry partnering to address hopefully things which will target the 3 topics I've talked about: the energy transition, the urgent need to decarbonise, the digital technology challenge, and the recovery from COVID-19. I thank the Western Australian Government for their support and for support for what we're doing today. And I thank all of you for your participation, and I wish you all the best of luck with this programme, and I hope I see you in person soon. Thank you.